So, DC fans, we finally have something big on the horizon. The Lanterns HBO Max series. After years of waiting for the Green Lantern Corps to get some actual justice on the screen, it looks like DC Studios is ready to go cosmic again. But here's the thing. There's a lot of mystery surrounding Lanterns. We know it's going to be both Hal Jordan and John Stewart, and it's being described as a true detective style mystery set on Earth. So the question is, what's the mystery? Because if you've been paying attention to the Green Lanterns mythos, there's one name that keeps coming up. A name that could spell absolute chaos for both Lanterns and humans alike. And that name is Parallax. So is Parallax secretly the main villain of the Lantern series? Let's break it down. Alright. Before we go full conspiracy mode, let's quickly recap what Lanterns is actually supposed to be. So James Gunn described it as a terrestrial mystery, right? Meaning even though it's about intergalactic space cops, the story is mostly grounded on Earth. We've got Hal Jordan, the veteran, cocky, charming, slightly broken, and John Stewart, the disciplined ex-marine who's all about structure and duty. It's the perfect buddy cop setup. But here's when it gets interesting. Gunn said the show will discover a terrifying mystery that ties into the larger story of the DC universe. And that line, terrifying mystery, is what got fans thinking this isn't just another crime show, it's something darker, something psychological. And honestly, what fits that vibe better than Parallax? Okay, quick refresher, if you're not deep into the Green Lantern lore, Parallax isn't just a villain, he's more like a cosmic parasite. It's literally the embodiment of fear. It feeds off it, manipulates it, and in the comics, it's responsible for some of the wildest things that have ever happened to Hal Jordan. Like, remember when Hal went completely insane, destroyed the Green Lantern Corps, and became this corrupt version of himself? Yeah, that wasn't Hal just having a bad day, that was Parallax possessing him. It's this entity that's existed since the dawn of time, locked away in the central power battery, and it's the reason why the color yellow used to mess with the Green Lantern rings. So yeah, it's not just another monster of the week villain, it's fear itself, which if you're doing a detective story about uncovering something terrifying, fits almost too perfectly. So let's talk about it. Why Parallax could be the secret big bad. First off, tone. James Gunn and Peter Safran said Lanterns will be gritty, grounded, and emotionally intense. That's not something you'd say if your villain's a giant space bug or some random alien criminal. If the show's about fear, paranoia, and uncovering something buried, then Parallax is basically tailor-made for that. Imagine Hal and John investigating some weird patterns of murders or missing people, and slowly realizing there's something inside the Green Lantern power itself, something ancient, something feeding off their fear. You can play it like a psychological thriller. Hal starts having visions, maybe he's losing time, maybe he's blacking out. John starts to question if Hal's even trustworthy, and slowly you realize Parallax is already inside him. That's cinematic gold. Plus, this would line up perfectly with DC Studios' long game. If Lanterns connects with the larger DCU, we're building towards something cosmic like the Anti-Monitor or the Emotional Spectrum War. Parallax is the perfect tease. He's not just a villain, he's a symbol of corruption, fear, and the danger of unchecked power. Alright, so let's look at the actual evidence we have. In concept art and early leaks, take these with a grain of salt. The show apparently features a strange yellow energy source buried underneath the Earth. Yellow? Fear energy? Coincidence? Maybe not. There's also rumors that Hal's been off-world for years and returns to the corpse in disarray, which mirrors the 0 Hour storyline where he becomes Parallax. Then there's the tone that Gunn keeps teasing, a mystery that ties into the broader DCU, that screams emotional entity, something that could easily connect to future films, like Superman, Man of Tomorrow, and The Authority. And here's another thing, Gunn's DCU loves metaphor. Parallax isn't just a monster, it's about fear itself corrupting heroes. That fits perfectly with the whole DC reboot theme, heroes confronting their darker sides, seen in, Peacemaker and the new Superman movie. Now, to be fair, there are other villains that could fit. Sinestro's the obvious one, he's always been tied to fear and the Yellow Ring, and you can't have a Lantern story without at least hinting at him. Then you've got Krona, Atrocitus, maybe even the Manhunters if they're going full cosmic detective. But the thing is, Sinestro and Parallax are deeply connected. Sinestro wields fear, Parallax is fear. See what I'm getting at? So imagine if the show ends with Sinestro finding out this entity, and that's what sets him on the path of forming the Yellow Lantern Corps. Now we could see the insane setup for season 2. So yeah, is Parallax the secret villain of the Lanterns? Nothing's confirmed yet, but all the pieces line up. The tone, the mystery, the symbolism, even the color palette. And if they actually pull this off, a grounded detective style story that slowly turns into a cosmic horror about fear itself, could be one of the best things DC has ever done. But what do you think? Is Parallax the big villain for season 1? Or do you think he's already lurking beneath the surface? Drop your theories in the comments, I'll be reading all of them. And if you're hyped for Lanterns, hit that like button and subscribe, because we've got a lot more DC breakdowns coming soon. Thanks for watching, and remember, in brightest day,
in blackest night. No evil shall escape my sight.
Let those who worship evil's might
beware my power.
Green Lantern's light.